Good morning. I'm going to talk to you guys just a little bit about summer term. I don't know how many of you have registered, but we actually have a summer enrollment that's higher than it's been for quite a few years. When I was an undergraduate, I was afraid of taking organic chemistry, and I had this advisor. He told me, he said, look, if you take it during the summer, you get it done in one shot, and you'll be working on it 5 hours a day, then studying for 5 hours, and you'll just be done. I took it, and I got a really good grade, and I was super happy for it. And so one of the reasons you might take classes this summer is because you have a hard one that you really just want to knock out. Just focus on that one class for 6 weeks, and you get it done. Another reason to take a summer class would be so if you take 6 credits this summer, then you'll be taking 12 credits in the fall and 12 credits in the spring, and you'll still have completed 30 credits over the course of the year. So it gives you a chance to have sort of a better life during the longer semesters if you work over your summer a little bit. And one of the things that we're doing this summer that's a little bit different is we have offered almost every core requirement. You can take courses in writing, languages, art, math, and we have some sort of summer exclusives that are a little bit exciting, like just a couple examples. Eric Hansen's teaching a course called Hearing the Movies. Sam Hurt has a field biology course he's teaching. I think there's a digital photography class and badminton available. So if you haven't signed up for summer classes, you should do it. Oh, also, one other thing, the cost of summer courses, like per credit hour, it's about half what you would normally pay to take credits here at Southern Virginia. So all good reasons to take summer term. Go Knights.
I'm not sure if everyone has noticed, but we've had a bit of a wet and cold winter. I'm not sure if you've noticed that. I think we've had about 100-year kind of a record winter this year. And when we talk about summer term, sometimes we feel bad that our students are here kind of during these cold, wet months, and then they leave just as Virginia is getting great. So another thing, in addition to what Dr. Wallen was saying, is May, June term, in my opinion, is about the best time to be in Virginia, and it's a lot of fun for those students who stay. So think about staying. If we had a title for today's forum, which I don't know that we do, but it would be Best Year Ever. We have the opportunity to recognize many of the accomplishments and experiences of our students, faculty, and our professional staff as we start thinking about closing out this academic year. Don't think too hard, just stay focused, but the end is coming. So we'll begin with hearing from Michael Gibbons, Dean of Students, who will highlight some achievements in student life, including an opportunity to hear from our outgoing student body president, Mike Myers, who has done a fantastic job this year, and also from our incoming student body president, Bryn Siefkees, who we're sure will also do a tremendous job. Following Dean Gibbons' remarks, we'll hear from Jason Lamb, Athletics Director, and then following him, we will hear from Dr. Eric Hansen, Division Chair for the Performing Arts. And then following those remarks, we have a really fun video/slideshow that we've put together. It will kind of be the best year ever in review, even though we're not quite done yet. One thing we wanted to make note of is a lot of you'll see yourselves in there and your friends. We did everything we could to get as many people in there as possible, but I hope no one feels left out if you don't see your own self in there. We'll save that for next year, I guess. So we'll go from there. Dean Gibbons.
Good morning. I'm excited to be here today. We have about 1,000 students, and I don't get an opportunity to meet you all, and so this is just one of my favorite forums that we do, so I can really see all of the great things that are happening and get to know some of you that maybe I haven't got to know already. First thing we want to do is recognize the alignment that we have with the values and standards of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints by recognizing our missionaries. We would like you to stand if you have returned from your mission within the last year. And we'd like you to stand, and we'd like to thank you for your service. Stay standing. Stay standing, if you would, please. Now let's add to that group all of those who have a mission call in hand and are waiting to report to start their missionary service. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please be seated. What a great group of missionaries. And I think if we asked everybody who has served a mission to stand, we would see even more just how seriously we try to align ourselves with those values. We would like to recognize some of the activities that we have going on campus. I think we do a great job as a student life department in planning and executing great activities to help keep us busy and active. But we also have, this year, we have a record number of participation in student-begun and student-led clubs. And so we have over 24 new clubs created just this year. These are created by you in addition to the activities that we're able to provide. So we want to recognize that that's a banner year for us. And when you have an interest and you want to start a club, there's an opportunity to do that. Thank you. We'd also, in addition to our clubs, we have some associations here that we would like to recognize. First of all, we would like to recognize the Black Student Union. If you're a member of that organization, could you please stand? I think this group is a great example of how something that is started by a student can grow and become something great. Several years ago, I remember when Coach Michael Fry, in one of the courses that I was teaching, as a student in my course, he started the Black Student Union as a project as part of that course. And look what it's grown to now. Thank you. We would also like to recognize the Polynesian Heritage Association. If you're a member of that association, would you please stand? We are so grateful for these students, and they are highlighted. They're wonderful students throughout the year, but we often get to see their real talents, and they're highlighted at our night run. So please be sure to come and see what it is that they can, during their performance, they do some great things. We also would like to recognize that this is our first year, our inaugural year, for our esports team. This is something new that we've tried this year, and it's picking up some great momentum. Last, we would also like to recognize all the members of the outgoing Southern Virginia Student Association, the student government. If you've served this year, would you please stand? Thank you. Along that subject, we have today, after forum, as you're exiting, you'll see that there is actually an election fair where you can meet the candidates that are still being elected for next year. The polls close at 5 o'clock today, and voting takes place on your app. So please take that opportunity to meet the candidates. We've already had some elections where the Executive Council has already been elected, and we'll be hearing from some of them today. So we will now hear from our outgoing Student Body President, Michael Myers. I've just really loved working with Michael. He is a great young man, and we're going to hear from him today. Then we're going to hear from our newly elected incoming president for next year, Bryn Siefkies. When you look at her name, you might wonder how to pronounce that. So I had to ask because I didn't want to butcher it. So just remember, just to be safe, it's Siefkies. Okay? So first we will hear from Michael Myers, and then we will hear from Bryn. Michael.
Dean Gibbons, thank you for your kind words. There were nearly 20 million students attending American colleges and universities this past fall. A recent study suggests that 3 out of 5 of those students experienced overwhelming anxiety, and an estimated 2 out of 5 were too depressed to function. Mental health was something that the Southern Virginia Student Association, SVSA, and the Office of Student Life felt that we could help address. This is where the idea for a mural during homecoming week came from. Incredible student artists, your peers, and many others teamed up to create something both unique and unifying. We drew inspiration from the creation of Adam by Michelangelo, which is symbolic of God's close relationship with humanity, as well as the beauty of the Blue Ridge Mountains that surround Southern Virginia University. In the artist statement, we proclaimed, "You belong in a place where you can live your faith, grow spiritually, and prepare to change the world. Don't be afraid to be yourself, because ultimately, here, you're home." In this sense, a feeling of home was the goal all along. At home, we take care of each other. We love each other. We look for the good in everyone and remember and honor those who were lost. That's why we wanted to remember Braden Liu. SVSA worked hard to establish a scholarship to honor an incredible student athlete that was and still is a part of our family. It was student-led and initiated from the very beginning. Through designing and selling honorary Braden Liu t-shirts, we raised enough money to help a current SVU student pay for school. That's making a difference. That's creating a home. And that would not have happened without your help, so thank you. Students and professors alike ask me quite often what it's like being student body president, and here is my answer. I got to have a front row seat to see the most incredible people I've ever been around chase their dreams. We've been through a difficult year, but we didn't let an absolutely brutal winter or giant bugs in our classrooms stop us, at least not yet, of course. But this speech is not about me. This is a forum celebrating you. Club participation, like Dean Gibbons mentioned, is up 15 times this year. We went from 7 registered clubs to 36, including 6 club-sponsored university events. That is something to be proud of. Date nights were better than ever, although the jury is still out on just how much better based on how many couples I see on campus. And not to mention a service day that featured over 4,000 service hours rendered by this university. That is something to be proud of. Or the fact that the men's cross-country team had its best year ever. Shout out to those guys back there. Or that our women's basketball team beat CNU in epic fashion on our home court and had the best year ever. Shout out over there also. Or that our men's volleyball team is on an absolute tear right now. And if I don't see you today at 4 p.m. cheering them on, so help me, I will come find you. Just kidding, kind of. Those are things to be proud of. And public speaking is not on my list of favorite things to do. Many times I wish I could speak less, but today is an exception. There simply isn't enough time to thank you all, students, professors, faculty, and staff alike, for making this one of the most incredible years of my life. You have truly changed my life. And what is likely my last opportunity to get a chance to speak to you in this type of setting, I'd like to offer a final admonition. Take ownership of your academic experience here at SVU. Remember to look for the good in others. Learn to compromise and make wherever you go a home in your pursuit of real and meaningful happiness. It is now my privilege and honor to pass the torch off to one of the most sincere, real, intelligent, and Christ-like people I know, and someone who has made a great impact on my life already. She's a junior from Washington State majoring in business management and leadership, a karaoke-loving and hot Cheetos-eating woman that you will come to adore, and the first female student body president in 5 years, Bryn Siefkes.
Everyone, I'm so excited to be here and to see all of you. I just wanted to say thanks to Mike, who gave me more praise than I deserve. And I also wanted to say thanks to Jordy. Last week, we both ran for student body president, and he was so kind and amazing. And I just wanted to give a shout out to him for his election. I don't have too much to say about myself. Of a whole, I'm pretty ordinary. But something that I feel really strongly about is my love for each of you. I've used this example before with some people before, but do you know the sound when you're filling up a glass of water and the water's filling up and you hear, whoo? Like, that's how I feel when I see each of you. When I get to know you, I just feel this like a thermometer just raising up. And I was asked to give a little bit of encouragement to you at the end of this semester. And when I'm receiving praise, it's easy for me to just smile and nod and move on to other critical thoughts. And so I wanted to do a little activity to help you to remember important words that can help you throughout the rest of this semester. So if everyone can stand up. Everyone? I know sometimes that's annoying, but I think it'll help. Okay, and then take your hand and put it over one of your ears. It doesn't matter which one. Okay, now listen very carefully. You are smart, you are loved, and you have a great sense of humor. Okay, you can sit down now. So the reason I had you put your hand over your ear is so it wouldn't go in one ear and out the other. It's stuck in there now. So when you're amidst all of the troubles that you're facing or stresses or pressures or even things that are happy, just remember, you are smart, you are loved, and you have a great sense of humor. I just wanted to close with just my enthusiasm for this school, for each of you. I really love it here. I have been served personally by so many of you, and I'm just so grateful for this opportunity to serve. Right now, we're going to see a video of all of the students, and like was announced, and I hope you feel inspired. I hope you feel excited for these next couple of weeks, and I hope you just feel that positive energy because there's so much love here. Thank you.
You just told your president we're going to be here every year, whether you like it or not. But thank you so much. We always love coming to SVU, and just keep it up, man. Be a 9, be a 10. Love you guys.
Stars. I'm gonna give you my heart, 'cause you're a sky full of stars, 'cause you light up the path. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. 'Cause
That is hard to follow. And Bryn, I'm going to keep both my ears covered. I don't want to lose anything you said. It's good to be with you. I've been asked to share a few thoughts about us in athletics, and it is hard to follow that. That said it all. Thank you, Bryce, and your team. Unbelievable. What a great year. It's just a privilege. I can't sit there and not think about how amazing it is to be with you. We get to be with you, and how amazing you are, and how much we want you to be what you can become. As I told my team today, we're in the business of making boys to men, at least in my group, and ladies to women. So it's just great. I'm sorry. I just it reminds me why I'm here. And when so many of us could be other places, we're building and making something happen here that is unlike anywhere on this earth. This is a fantastic place. I'm sorry. We're supposed to be excited. Okay. I'm just going to share a few things, teams and individual accomplishments. I apologize if I've forgotten anything. We are so busy this week, and we're hosting championships for our volleyball. We've got matches and teams competing and exciting things. But to take a minute, it would be wrong if I didn't. This year we've had 25 Conference Players of the Week, which is a high. We've had 12 All-Conference Individual Awards. That's for the first team or second team. 8 new head coaches and more to come. 5 All-Region Awards. 3 All-American Honors, which is the most ever. We've had 1 CAC Player of the Year, Katie Gersh, as we saw. We've had a Rookie of the Year with Bailey Mulitalo. We've had a CAC Champion with Derek Blasco and Bailey. 2 National Players of the Week with Katie and Nawel Rakaberas. So that's the general overview of the amazingness of us all together. But let me take just a minute, if I may, and really quickly, teams, we're going to have you stand up and say hello and shout out to you each one at a time. I'll go quickly. You can cheer as much and as little as you'd like, but I'm going to go fast, so teams stand up. I'll wave and we'll move on. Women's volleyball. Men's soccer. Women's soccer. Men's football. Women's field hockey. Kind of all over. Men's and women's cross country. I see you. Our Spirit Squad. Competitive cheer and dance. Yes. Women's basketball. Men's basketball. I see you. Men's wrestling. On the road today, men's tennis, women's lacrosse, and men's volleyball is practicing right now for their semifinals, so they're out of town. Men's lacrosse. Women's softball. Softball. Men's baseball. Yes. Men's and women's golf. Yes. And our men's and women's indoor-outdoor track and field. Let me take a minute to just share a couple highlights, and thank you for your applause. As we all know, there's so much time and effort and work that goes into each of these seasons and each of these individuals. It's remarkable, the sacrifice. We embody what it is to be a true amateur athlete. We receive no money for our craft. We spend hours and hours. We put in as much time as University of Virginia basketball. All right? So we are proud of the efforts of our coaches and our athletes. Football this year, as I mentioned, had 2 first team. I'm going to recognize all conference awards really quick. We had 2 players make first team all NJAC, Neil Davis and Akiva Wedge. First time that's happened. If you're here, stand up so I can point at you one more time. Yeah, Neil. Is Akiva here? All right. Men's cross country and women's cross country got to host the championships this year. That was our first ever in athletics in the NCAA history to host a championship. We hosted the NCAA championships over at Vista Links, and it was an incredible experience. So much high praise from those that attended. At that event, we had our best overall finish from our men. 3rd place, Mike Myers was first team All-CAC. Mike Myers, where are you? Our women's team, Jill Westman, finished second team for Jill at that event as well. Is Jill here? Yes. Wrestling. Need to brag on Alex Bruner. Alex became the first academic All-American, and he finished highest in region at number 8. Women's volleyball. Larry Crockett is first team All-CAC. Larry, you're here? Yes. Men's basketball, Jameer, we saw flying in the air. Jameer finished second team All-CAC. Jameer, you here? I hope you are. Come on, stand up. Don't be shy. Thanks, man. Women's basketball, the list is long, but I'll give a couple highlights. Coach Wardenberg finished as Mid-Atlantic Coach of the Year. Coach Wardenberg. I don't see him. Program finished second overall, which was amazing. We mentioned Katie Garish was second team All-American Player of the Year for the CAC as a sophomore. Is unbelievable. Katie Garish. Savannah Christensen was second team All-CAC. Savannah, you here? Savannah, don't be shy. She won't stand up. Baseball, we had a no-hitter this year, Riley Daniels. Riley, you here? Nice job, Riley. Mentioned already, men's track, we had Derek Blasco was the CAC indoor champion. We saw that on the screen. Derek? And we're not done because that was indoor. He still got outdoor. We're going to repeat. Men's volleyball, we know, is competing as we speak, practicing literally as we speak. They finished with the highest national rank ever, 6th in the nation. They are hosting. We get to host. The reason we're not in here, by the way, people may wonder, is this gym's not really legal for the NCAA. Thank you, that and that and that and that. But we love our indoor. So we're happy to be here, but we had to host it off-site. So thank you to all of my staff and the folks that helped us host. We're hosting like champs over there at Rockbridge County. Come today at 4 o'clock. They were also, yes, men's volleyball. I know Jamila Anderson's not with us. She's happily married and in Utah. Jamila was a second team All-CAC from our women's soccer team. Women's track and field. Bailey Mulitalo, as I mentioned, was indoor champion. And Etta Burrows was also a CAC team champion as well for shot put. So Etta and Bailey. Finish up with a couple other recognitions. Proud to know that our cheer finished first in the CCA Small Co-Ed Champs. Dance finished also first as dance champions. And Victoria was our solo champ. So thank you to our cheer and our spirit squad. You make us look good. It would be wrong if I didn't thank a couple things or mention, as was on the video here, how exciting it is. We had the weight room upgrade. We've announced the addition of men's and women's rugby and men's and women's swimming. We're growing, and it's an exciting time for us in athletics. You know, please understand, those of you in the room that may not be in athletics, our goal is to be a part of what you're a part of. There's nothing more exciting for me than to see those Carnegie Hall photos and videos. There's nothing more exciting for us to see the awards that we receive academically and our theater program. I could keep going. So our goal in athletics is to match you. Right? Not to beat you. You're excellent. We're going to be excellent. Our goal in athletics is to be excellent and to carry on the mission of the university, which is to be part of the gather, lift, and launch. Go Knights.
I agree with Coach Lamb. It is such a privilege to be here and to learn from you and to grow with you. It's my opportunity and privilege to recognize some of the achievements in the performing arts this school year. What a year it's been. Best year ever, for sure. First, in our instrumental area, through the efforts of Heather Dobbins, Mark Milberger, Dr. Reeser, and our newly added professor, Professor Megan Mason, world-class violist and chamber musician, we've added several new ensembles. Dr. Reeser directs our newly created piano collaboration group. Professor Mason, our chamber music group. Mark Milberger's commercial ensemble, High Key Slaps, both in and outside of the studio. And under Heather Dobbins, we now have SVU's first marching band. And all of these also combined with our already thriving orchestra program under the direction of Dr. Mark Taylor, who also performed with a guest string player, Olivier Sub, who came, and a violist who performed with them. All of these participated in our instrumental ensembles. If you are one of those who participated in one of these groups, please stand and be recognized.
So SVU has already enjoyed a long legacy of incredible theatrical productions. The number of hours that go into the production, rehearsal, set design and creation, costuming, and all of that for a single production are mind-boggling. And many of our students participated in multiple shows throughout the school year in a variety of capacities. All of this under the direction of our outstanding theater faculty, Robert Stoddard, Anne-Marie Clough, and Brent Hansen. All those who participated in SVU theater this year, on and off the stage, please stand and be recognized. And finally, in our vocal and choral area, we added a renowned mezzo-soprano, Dr. Mackenzie Romriel, who now conducts, and we all feel that way about her, that is for sure, now conducts our women's ensemble Bella Voce and also teaches a large private voice studio. They, along with the men's chorus, make up our two of our largest ensembles. Our soloists, many of our singers participated in the famous National Association of Teachers of Singing competition, regionally and district and regionals, and placed in the top 3 in several different music, theater, and classical categories. We also had Opera Workshop. Accolade continues to perform and travel across the country and performing for youth, spreading the good news of Gather, Lift, and Launch, and also created a music video, Moana. Also under the direction of our professor of the semester, Dr. Kyle Nielsen, we added our most advanced choral ensemble, the Chamber Singers, and a new community faculty and staff ensemble, the Choral Union. Together, as you saw in our video today, they and our concert chorale traveled to New York City and performed in one of the most iconic venues of the world, Carnegie Hall. So all of those who participated in any of these vocal area ensembles, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. And now, will all graduating seniors please stand and be recognized? Please know, all those who are graduating, how much that we love you, and though we will miss you, we trust you, and we know that you will do great things as you represent our school and move forward into the world. So now, our combined chamber singers and concert chorale will perform one of the numbers they presented at Carnegie Hall, Shenandoah.
we hope you've been able to feel so far that this is what gathering and lifting looks and feels like. With our graduating seniors preparing to launch, we wanted to ask two of those seniors to come up and spend just a couple of minutes sharing with you their experience prior to their launch. Following that, we'll have our closing hymn and a benediction by Grayson Meyer. Following the benediction, we will run our highlight reel video again, and I believe we have some refreshments as well.
Thank you, Brett, and thank you, choir, for that beautiful number. When I was about 11 years old, my mother and I went out from our little village to town to get our shopping for the week. To get to town, it takes 30 minutes by boat or 1 hour by bus. We had a total of $50 with us, and to get on the boat, it's $20, and by bus costs $5. So we had no choice but to take the bus. As we got close to the city, we had to cross a simple bridge. They could only take one vehicle at a time. We waited on the side of the bridge all day and couldn't cross. I don't remember why we couldn't cross, but what I remember was the tears in my mother's eyes with frustration that we were not able to get our shopping for that week. I remember wiping my mom's tears and telling her, "Don't worry, I'll buy you a boat or I'll build a bridge." I really meant what I said to her, but not knowing that to build a bridge, it takes more than a high school diploma. Growing up in the island of Tonga, education was viewed as a waste of time. Being the first of my entire extended family to attend college, I feel very blessed and fortunate to be able to graduate from college. My mom graduated from high school, but my dad didn't. Most people in Tonga, like my parents, they grew their own food and rely on the ocean for a living. Usually when we finish high school, we go back home and help our family's plantation and become fishermen. And that has been the lifestyle of Tonga for a very long time. Seeing the struggle that my parents had, and throughout moving to America, I decided to pursue an education. I worked really hard, got my associate degree in engineering, and was fortunate enough to do an internship with NASA. In those internship hours, I realized the importance of going to school and getting a higher education. While I was earning my associate degree, I joined a good rugby team, maybe a little distraction, but this team I played in the weekend and studied during the week. To my surprise, I was called to tour with the USA professional rugby team. In the fall of 2013, playing professional rugby was always a dream of mine, but I was torn. In order to play rugby, I would have to give up school and put it on hold. It was a hard decision, but of course I was stubborn enough to pick rugby. I played rugby for 4 years and traveled, and it was a dream come true. But one day something bad happened. One tournament I fractured my tibia, and I needed surgery. It took 6 months for me to go back to play again. After playing rugby, I found myself doing electrician work with my old coworker who originally advised me to pursue an education. At that point, I was certain that I had to get my bachelor's degree. Through much prayer and fasting, SVU was the answer to my prayers. Being in SVU has helped me refocus on what I have started. It provided me with great friends, leaders who constantly remind me of why I'm here. Coming from a professional athlete to school was challenging. It took me a little while to get back to my routines before rugby. And SVU has helped me rekindle that light. and the drive that the 11-year-old little boy promised his mom as they went home with no shopping for the week. I keep that moment with me as the years gone by. I'll be graduating this May with a math major, a Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics, and has been accepted to UVA to continue my studies with a Master in Engineering. I'm so grateful for this school. It allows me to practice and live and share my culture with others. It teaches me to see and live my full potential. A lesson that I've learned here is to never give up. Distraction, such as rugby, that comes. But if you refocus and know your goal, you can do anything. If I can graduate from college, all of you can do anything. I'm grateful for my professors, staff members, especially the Career Center, who has helped me in every step of the way. I want to give a shout out to Cameron Crowder and Kelly Woodard. If you don't know them, get to know them. You won't regret it. I love you all, my brothers and sisters, and may you continue to work hard and enjoy this amazing campus. I love you all, and I say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Hello, my name is Tara Caputo, and I'm a senior here at Southern Virginia University. I have loved attending this university over the last 4 years. I'm majoring in history while also working towards my teaching license. I'm excited to be joined here today by my mom, my sister Maggie. I couldn't have done this without you too. During my time here at SVU, I've been a member of the softball team, Institute Council President, held many different church callings, Executive Secretary of SVSA. I just completed my student teaching. It took 12 weeks at Waddell Elementary School and completed my 25-page senior paper. After graduation in May, I'm excited to be moving to San Antonio, Texas with my husband, Brandon, to work at Great Hearts Academy. Great Hearts Academy is a kindergarten through 6th grade liberal arts charter school. Recruiters from Great Hearts came to SVU last semester. When I attended the recruiting meeting, I didn't think this would be my first step in getting a job. SVU opened a door for me, and I couldn't be more excited for this opportunity. During the beginning of my interview process, I was able to tell the headmaster what experience and talents I've had throughout my life that make me stand out or what make me different. A lot of those experiences came from SVU. For example, I was able to tell the headmaster about how I played softball for 15 years and currently a college athlete. After that, he made analogies about how softball applies to teaching and remembered me as the softball player. As a part of one of the interviews, I had to teach the headmaster about any topic of my choosing. He suggested I teach him how to catch a softball. Never did I think that my softball career would make such an impression on my future boss. SVU is unlike any other university. Here we receive a great personalized education while also being able to strengthen our testimonies as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We can be so involved at SVU that we can have those experiences like I talked about in my interview that make us unique. We have professors at this university to help shape us into individuals that people in the workforce are looking to hire. I couldn't think enough people like Professors McDonald, Kraut, Kearney, Bushell, Cameron Crowther, April Harris, my institute teachers, Brother Moss and Brother Rasmussen, and my coaches, Coach Harmon, Coach Feek, and Coach Pendleton, for molding me into this unique person I am today. I also can't thank enough my wonderful friends and teammates I've been able to create relationships with over the last 4 years. Last but not least, my husband, Brandon. Thank you for all the love and support you've given me. All these people that I've mentioned have made me the person I am today. I've received a wonderful education here at SVU and feel prepared to move on to the next chapter in my life. And obviously, this has become a home for me, and it will be a hard move, but it will be a good one. I know once we leave this university that we will make a difference in the world, just like SVU has made a difference in us. Thank you.